Okay, so today in class we talked a little bit about plugging in several values for x and seeing which one works. And this is definitely a more real-world example. We did just one value yesterday, but in the real world you're going to get to the point where you have to use these algebraic expressions to figure out everyday things. So you go to the store and you say, I need to buy enough apples for everyone this week to have an apple. And so you plug in how many apples you could buy, and then you say, oh, well, if I want to have two people, or everybody have 2 apples, plug in that number into the value and see. So what we're doing is we're taking multiple values and seeing how they change the expression. And so we're plugging them in and figuring out what our answer is going to be. So it's just like yesterday, but except instead of one value, you have different values, and you put them in a table to kind of see how the expression changes as you change the variable amount. So this one right here is 6. So we're going to take 6. We're going to plug it in for x because x equals 6 in this particular one. We're going to add it to 4. And when you add 6 to 4, what do you get? You get 10. Easy enough, right? Oh, we don't want to go there. Alright, so now we're going to do the same thing, but it's going to be 8. So x equals 8. So that's what that means. We take 8. We plug it in for x, we add it to 4, and now what is our new value going to be? 12. Okay, so say we want to take 10. We're going to plug it in for x, because x equals 10. Take it to 4, and when you do that, it's 14. And that's as simple as that. Okay. Now we're going to look at this one, just like the ones we did yesterday, where if you plug in the value for the variable, plug it in, and this, when a number is right next to a letter, means multiplication. That looks like a subtraction sign. The pen is not helpful. Okay, sorry. So you take the value, you plug it in like you would in our one-step equation, our one value equation. So we take 3, we're going to keep that the same, times whatever our value for y is. So our value for y is 1. Subtract 1. Now we got to follow those order of operations, so we got to do multiplication first. So 3 times 1, which is 3, minus 1, which is 2. So same thing here. We're going to take 3, because that's what that is right there. 3 always goes first. We're going to multiply it by our value for y, and our value for y is also 3. Okay, and then we're going to subtract 1. I always like to put parentheses around just because then it reminds me, hey, I got to do this first. You got to do the multiplication before you do the subtraction. So 3 times 3, which is 9. So we got 9 minus 1. 9 minus 1 is 8. Okay, same thing here. We got 3. We're going to multiply it by 5. Remember, when they're right next to each other, that just means multiplication. And we're going to subtract 1 again. So now we've got 15 minus 1. We've got 14 as your answer. And that's as easy as it gets. So we did this other one in class today. When you do this, the same sort of deal. We take 5, we multiply it by our value for x, which is 1. We add 3, we get 5 plus 3, which is 8. Okay. Same thing here, 5, because that's where that came from. Multiply it by our value for x, which is 3, plus 3, so we get 15, plus 3, which is 18. Take 5, because that's where that comes from up there. And oh look, our x is also 5. We always like to do that. So we take it, and we multiply 5 times 5, which is 25. We add that 3, and now we've got 28. And those are our values. If our x is 1, our answer is going to be 8. If our x is 3, our answer is 18. If our x is 5, our answer is 28. Okay? So try that out. See if we can get that down. It's definitely going to be one of the things on our test is those value tables. So learning how to plug them in is going to be really important.